Toxic people often become deeply frustrated when they lose access to your attention because attention is the very thing that allows their manipulation to thrive. Once you stop responding to their behavior, the influence they once held over you begins to weaken. Interestingly, toxic people can often tolerate conflict, arguments, and emotional reactions. What they struggle with most is being ignored, because it forces them to confront a fear they rarely admit, the fear of becoming insignificant. Today, we uncover the dark psychology behind why toxic people fear being ignored. 1. Your attention gives them power. Manipulative people depend on emotional engagement. It doesn't matter whether your reaction is positive or negative, your focus still gives them power. When you stop responding, they lose their ability to influence your thoughts and emotions. Without your attention, controlling the situation becomes much harder. 2. Ignoring them damages their ego. Many toxic individuals tie their self-worth to feeling important in other people's lives. They expect to remain a central figure in your thoughts and decisions. When you withdraw your attention, it challenges that belief. As a result, they may respond with anger, guilt-tripping, or other emotional tactics to restore their sense of significance. 3. They can no longer control your emotions. Manipulators often become experts at identifying what provokes fear, guilt, anxiety, or frustration in others. However, those tactics lose effectiveness when you stop engaging. Once your emotional well-being is no longer controlled by their actions, their ability to influence you starts to disappear. Emotional detachment is often something they find difficult to handle. 4. Ignoring them reveals their vulnerability. Toxic people can appear powerful when others constantly react to them. But when the audience disappears, so does much of that perceived power. Silence removes the spotlight, exposing insecurities that were hidden behind control and manipulation. Their dependence on your reactions becomes more obvious. 5. They fear losing their hold over you. For manipulative individuals, control often creates a sense of security. When their words, opinions, or actions stop affecting your choices, they begin losing the leverage they once enjoyed. Independent thinking threatens those who benefited from your dependence, making your personal freedom uncomfortable for them. 6. They may intensify their efforts. Have you ever noticed someone becoming more dramatic after being ignored? Toxic people frequently increase their attempts to regain attention when their usual methods stop working. They might create conflict, spread gossip, play the victim, or suddenly become unusually kind. For some, even negative attention feels better than being completely overlooked. 7. Your silence signals growth. One of the hardest things for a toxic person to accept is that they no longer matter in the way they once did. Your silence communicates that you have moved forward and that your peace no longer depends on their approval or presence. It shows that old wounds are healing and that their influence has faded. Few things are more frustrating to a manipulative person than realizing they no longer have an impact on your life.